Yo, what's happening guys? It is JTJudgment here and welcome back to the channel for some more FIFA 17 content. And today guys, we're going to be starting off the Legend reviews. That's right guys, a lot of you have told me you've really enjoyed the Legend reviews that I've done for FIFA 14 up until FIFA 16 obviously. So, you know, it's something that I really did want to bring back. And today we're going to be starting things off guys with the 90 rated Portuguese right winger Luis Figo. But before I get into my thoughts on the player guys, if any of you are looking to pick up some Microsoft points, maybe some PSN codes or some cheap PC games, then I'm going to leave a link in the description to cdkeys.com. If you can check those guys out, I'd really appreciate it. I'd definitely recommend those guys. Some of the prices are pretty insane. Alright guys, Luis Figo, let's have a look at his in-game stats. So he's got 87 attack positioning, 86 vision, 85 on the stamina, 83 agility, 91 on the ball control, 92 dribbling, 88 short passing, and 85 on the long passing. His card face stats, 83 pace, 81 shooting, 90 dribbling, 86 passing, 38 on the defending, and 75 on the physical. When it comes to chemistry style that I used him in, I personally used him in Hunter. I think a lot of people will use him in Hunter. Right guys, because his dribbling is awesome, his passing stats are awesome, his pace and shooting are a little bit lower, so boost those up, really balance him out and really try to get the best out of this card. So Hunter obviously boosts pace and shooting, so it puts him up from 83 pace to 95 pace and 81 shooting to 90 shooting. So overall, the card that I was using, 95 pace, 90 shooting, 90 dribbling, 86 passing, 75 physical. Sounds like an absolutely insane card, right guys? That is for damn sure. Now, Figo in this game, I gotta tell you guys, I didn't really like him as much as I thought I would like him, you know, and it's something that I want to get my point across on, because if you look at the goals, then it's going to make him look like a completely insane player, you know, and I don't really know how else to explain it. You know, a player, you buy a player for your team, you use him for a few games, you don't really enjoy using the player, but then you look back at his record and it looks like he's been an absolute monster for you. Have any of you guys experienced that yet? I don't know, it's pretty much the only way I can explain it, you know. But anyway, thoughts on Figo. Let's get into it. I'm going to get into the weaknesses that I found with this card first, right guys? One of which was a very surprising part to this card for me. It may very well have been me bad at the game. Keep that in mind, guys. But I gotta say, his passing for me was really not as good as it should have been. I mean, you look at his card face stat of 86, and then you look at his in-game stats of 88 short passing and 85 long passing. You expect a pretty decent player in that area, you know, but for me, he just kept losing the ball, you know. Most of the time, he just didn't pass to the player that I wanted to pass to and ended up losing the ball from doing that. It just got really frustrating, guys, and it's something that disappointed me due to the stats being so high. You know, the stats were high, so I was expecting him to be good in game. I went in game, he just disappointed me from the get-go, and it's just something that I really didn't like with this card, you know. The other weaknesses, guys, that I did find is that his ball control for me was not the greatest. Very inconsistent, actually. Now, his dribbling on the ball was pretty decent. You know, he actually, when he touched the ball down and he had the ball at his feet, you know, he moved really smoothly, he moved really quick, and he kept the ball very close to his feet. But when the ball wasn't at his feet, he just took too many touches to touch the ball down. His first touch was terrible on a regular basis for me. So definitely, guys, if you are thinking of picking up this card for yourself, it's something to keep in mind, in my opinion. Positioning was a bit of a weird one for me as well, guys, because he's got 87 attack positioning in-game. He's also got the perfect work rate that you want to see in an attacker, in high attacking and low defending. But there were so many times where I would pass the ball between my striker and my left forward, and then I would get my striker into a decent position to, you know, to play Figo through, and I was just sat there just waiting for Figo to run into position. You know, he was spending so much time, you know, too deep back in the midfield. It just got really frustrating. You know, I even tried using player instructions. I switched him to a striker and he was still pulling back, guys. So I gotta say, positioning, it was a little bit frustrating, especially again seeing as he had the stats for a very attacking player, just didn't really live up to those expectations in game for me me personally, you know. Aerial ability is something that I didn't like with this card as well. You know, winning the ball in the air from goal kicks is a no-no with this card, and like I just mentioned, I did switch him to a striker on multiple occasions to test this out, you know, running down the wing and crossing the ball into Figo, using him as a striker. He just didn't seem to, you know, want to win the balls in the air, you know. He would just let the defenders win the ball over him, and it's just something that I just picked up on this card. Aerial ability, if you like crossing into the box with your strikers and you want to play Figo as a striker for some reason, then that box is definitely not ticked with this card. His strength is something that you're going to want to look out for as well, guys. Figo, for me personally anyway, was a player that was muscled off the ball very, very easily in game, guys. He only has 73 aggression and 72 strength, and on the card he has 75 physical, so not the greatest of stats there. So you get, I guess, guys, you should expect him to be a little weak in game, but for me, he really did show his weakness, you know, go into the floor pretty easily. Just keep it in mind, guys. He really isn't the strongest of players. Now, on top of all these weaknesses, guys, he does have a couple of positives that I can bring to you. His pace was pretty awesome. Obviously, I did use him in a chemistry style that boosts his pace, so I gotta say, no problems there. Dribbling on the ball was pretty awesome for me. Like I said, his ball control wasn't the greatest, but his dribbling on the ball was pretty awesome for me. His shooting for me was pretty sick as well, guys. He did come up and score me a couple of decent goals. You know, obviously you will see them in this video. The best of the bunch will be shown in this review for you guys, so he definitely can pull some decent goals out of nowhere on the very rare occasion. His weak foot for me was pretty sick as well. He does have 4-star weak foot and 4-star skills, so weak foot 4-star, if I found it very, very reliable, guys. When it comes down to it, Figo in this game, he was an okay player for me, guys, but for 550,000 coins, which is his current price, I gotta say he is not worth it. I mean, enjoyment wise, I expected a lot more from him, and out of 550,000 coins, I expect a good player and a player that I enjoy using. You know, Figo turned out to be pretty decent when you look at the stats, but enjoyment wise, he just wasn't there for me, you know. So I got to give him a final score of 8 out of 10. Let me know what your thoughts are on this card if you have used him in the comment section down below. And that right there, guys, is going to wrap up my Figo review. Let me know who you would like to see a legend review on next, and I will get right down to it. Leave a like if you did enjoy this video. Subscribe, guys, today if you want to see more content from myself very soon. And as always, guys, please take care, and I will see you all next time. Ta-da, guys.